It doesn't smash the jar. It unscrews it. Not panic and curiosity. It doesn't run away. It takes a souvenir. An octopus hauling 2 coconut halves across the seafloor, doing something uncomfortable now to survive something that hasn't happened yet. That is planning. In a creature with no bones and no tribe. Why this should unsettle you. Octopuses shouldn't be this smart. They're not mammals, not birds, not social, not long-lived. They're mollusks, relatives of clams and snails, soft-bodied, solitary, built to die young. And yet they solve problems like animals with big brains and big families. Which forces a question that refuses to go away. What does intelligence look like when it evolves without us? The coconut octopus, a future that doesn't exist yet. A few days ago, I saw a clip that looks funny at first. An octopus is carrying coconut shells across the ocean floor, like someone dragging luggage through sand. But nothing about it is random. It's preparing. When danger arrives, the octopus slips inside the shells, pulls them together, and becomes a closed, portable bunker. To scientists, this is extraordinary because it suggests something deeper than cleverness. Foresight, the ability to act now for a future payoff. Tool use? Some debate it. Shelter-seeking behavior? Sure. But the undeniable part is this. It accepts discomfort now to reduce risk later. That's a kind of planning we like to claim as uniquely ours. And it's happening in a body with blue blood and 8 thinking arms. 2, the weird list and why it's not just weird. Once you start paying attention, the reports stack up. Octopuses opening locks, escaping sealed tanks, then returning, unscrewing jars from the inside, jetting water at lights again and again until the light goes out, bouncing objects like toys, stealing cameras. One in New Zealand became so notorious for breaking out to hunt at night that an aquarium installed motion sensors. These aren't accidents, they're decisions. And here's the part that should bend your brain. Intelligence evolved at least twice. Once on the branch that led to us, and once independently in cephalopods. The octopus is living evidence of that split. A mind built by a different blueprint. 3, the paradox: smart animals are usually social. People often say intelligence needs society, and on Earth that usually looks true. Primates, dolphins, elephants, crows. Big brains often ride on complex groups. But octopuses don't live like that. They're loners, solitary hunters. They avoid each other except to mate. No packs, no families, no teaching children for years. So how did a creature with no social network become one of the most capable problem solvers in the ocean? To answer that, you have to open the hood. And what's inside an octopus doesn't resemble a mammal mind at all. 4, a nervous system that looks like science fiction. Humans run on central control. A brain at the top, a spinal cord as highway, the body as the worker. The octopus runs on something else. A distributed intelligence. An octopus has hundreds of millions of neurons, in the range of some mammals. But here's the shock. About 2/3 aren't in the brain. They're in the arms. Each arm contains dense clusters of neurons ganglia. Local processing centers capable of running complex behavior on their own. It's not just the brain issuing commands. It's genuine autonomy. Researchers have shown that even a severed arm can still react, explore, recoil, decide texture preferences, because it processes information locally. And in an octopus's world, that makes perfect sense. Octopuses hunt in places their eyes cannot see, inside cracks, holes under rock. Spaces where you don't have time to ask headquarters what to do. So the brain handles strategy, navigation, memory, planning. The arms handle tactics, instant decisions at the point of contact. It's an animal that outsourced thinking to its limbs. The arms don't just feel, they taste. Each arm is lined with suckers, and each sucker is packed with chemical receptors. So an octopus doesn't merely touch an object, it tastes it immediately through skin. Every contact becomes a chemical scan. The arms are constantly sampling the environment, building a sensory map we can barely imagine. And then there are the eyes. 6. Convergent eyes, same solution, better engineering. Octopuses have camera-like eyes, lens, iris, retina, uncannily similar to ours. That resemblance wasn't inherited. It evolved independently. Two lineages separated by around 600 million years, arriving at nearly the same optical solution. But the octopus version avoids a flaw in ours. Human eyes have a blind spot. The optic nerve passes through the retina, creating a gap in vision. Octopus eyes wire differently. Photoreceptors face the light. Wiring roots behind. No blind spot. Cleaner design. They can also detect polarized light, a feature outside human perception, helping them spot transparent prey and see contrast where color barely exists, which makes the next detail feel impossible. 7. The color paradox, perfect camouflage, little color vision. Evidence suggests many octopuses are functionally colorblind. So how do they match the ocean floor with near-perfect precision? One leading idea is almost unbelievable. Their skin may see independently of their eyes. Scientists have found light-sensitive proteins, opsin, not just in the retina, but distributed throughout the skin, meaning the body itself may detect light and adjust without sending everything through the brain. That would be a radically different model of perception. Humans see with eyes and interpret with a brain. Octopuses may perceive through an entire body. Touch, taste, polarized light, and possibly skin-based light sensing. Intelligence isn't tied to one sense or one architecture. It emerges wherever the problems demand it. And octopus problems are extreme. 8. The color paradox, perfect camouflage, little color vision. People compare octopuses to chameleons, but they're playing different games. Chameleons shift color through structural changes in skin cells. It takes time and often serves signaling or temperature control. Octopuses run camouflage like a live display. Their skin contains multiple layers. Chromatophores, pigment sacs expanded by tiny muscle. Iridophores, reflective cells producing shimmering blues/greens. Leucophores, light-scattering cells producing whites. And color alone isn't enough. They also change texture. A network of muscles can raise bumps, spikes, ridges, turning smooth skin into coral, rock, algae in milliseconds. The big mystery isn't just how it works. It's what it feels like to control. Is an octopus consciously choosing a look? Or is it automatic sensory input triggering pattern output? Evidence points to both. High-level choice, be rock, be sand, be threat. Low-level execution, handled automatically by distributed neural networks. It's intelligence that doesn't fit cleanly into our categories of conscious vs reflex, problem-solving, memory, and even learning by watching. Octopuses routinely solve multi-step problems, open screw-top lids, manipulate containers, navigate puzzles. They recognize individual humans, reacting differently based on past treatment. That's not just memory of events. That's memory of identity. Some experiments suggest observational learning. Octopuses that watch others solve tasks can learn faster than those that don't, which is strange because they aren't social animals. And then there's play. Play is expensive. It burns energy with no immediate payoff. Yet, intelligent animals do it. Octopuses do it too, repeatedly manipulating objects simply because they can. And the breakout stories matter for a bigger reason: escaping at night, hunting other tanks, returning by morning. That looks like navigation, planning, and a multi-stage mission. So why would a loner evolve that kind of brain? The real driver, not social life, but ecological complexity. Octopuses live in complicated, dangerous environments. They're soft-bodied predators surrounded by hard problems: crabs that require cracking, fish that require speed, shellfish that require patience. Each prey type demands a different strategy. They also live in structured mazes: reefs, rocks, kelp forests, three-dimensional terrain requiring memory and navigation. And predators are everywhere: sharks, eels, dolphins. With no shell, no bones, no armor, survival depends on rapid assessment, stealth, escape, deception. In a world that complex, intelligence becomes a weapon. Even without social pressure, it's problem-solving as armor. 11. The bigger idea: intelligence is not one thing. We define intelligence using human tests: language, symbols, abstract reasoning, social cooperation. But octopuses expose the limits of that framework. Our assumptions did. The octopus didn't break evolution's rules. It revealed that the rules were our assumption, based on a small sample size, us. Evolution doesn't aim for a single kind of mind. It builds whatever works. And sometimes, it builds a thinking creature with no bones, no tribe, no voice. That plans for the future by carrying coconut shells across the seafloor. And once you see that, you can't look at intelligence the same way again.